Welcome to J is for Justice podcast. If live breaking news and following true crime is your thing, then please consider subscribing to my channel. And if you like what you see in my videos, please consider giving them a thumbs up. Hello, everyone. No worries. This was not planned. This was an unplanned stream. So welcome, guys. I just wanted to talk. I felt like chit-chatting. I miss you guys. I miss you guys. Ever since YouTube poo-pooed on our party, it just seems like, it just sucks. So welcome to the night stream. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on June the 6th. Hold on. Well, at least I know y'all can hear me. Yes, I've really missed you guys. But that doesn't mean that I haven't been creating and thinking about you guys. Oh, it's the NBA finals? Who's playing? Who's playing? Let's do a poll. We're going to do a lot of polls tonight. Hi, Nikki Tuples and Daisy, Agape Love, Kevin, Jessica, Carrie, Aries, Marie Arnold, Kevin, Muser, again, Kimmykins, Punani. She got that good Punani. Who else?
Niggas wife me once they get that good Punani.
Britt and D Smalls, Diana, Miss Potts says, "Oh snap! Is this tonight?" This is kind of a pop-up. Relevant Truth, what's up? Trailer Trash. Audra D was first in the house. Nomadic Geo. And HB Diana, just a sub. I don't think I missed anybody. Lori M, Jessica, Mike Sander. Yay! We have a moderator here. Dude, you are like bananas tonight.
Bananas,
Hey, Spooky. Dragonfly, hello. The Nuggets and the Heat. Okay, I'm saying I'm going for Miami. I'm all about Miami. All right, let's get a poll up for the NBA while we chit chat, and then we'll see who you think is going to win. All right, Heat or Poop Nuggets. I know we got a lot of Colorado people here, right? That's Denver, isn't it? Hello, Hellcat. The Nuggets or Heat? Hello, Candace Marin. I'm in Miami, bitch. Oh, it's one game apiece. So I'm just saying who will win tonight. Let's just throw that out there. So let's just talk. Let's talk about this gag order business. I figured that we could talk about that. Take a few calls, maybe if you guys want to call in, we can do that. I'll put the number in the chat if you guys want to call. Give me your opinion. What do you think will happen at this gag order? Kevin's all about the nougats. There is the number. The line is open officially. Let me check. Yes. We're open for business if you want to call in. So, I have a feeling that they're going to keep the gag order. I don't think this judge is going to lift it. I don't know why. That's just my feelings about it. I'm going to put the call-in number. Let's pin it. It looks like you guys are almost neck and neck on this basketball thing. But let's talk about some high-profile cases that have had gag orders in the past. So let me see. Athena Brownfield. Athena Brownfield. That is the little girl who was unalived by Ivan Adams. Remember, he was the one that had like his relative's kid. The little girl was 4, but she was like super small. So there is a gag order in that case, which I can kind of understand because it involves a minor, right? Which isn't really all that surprising. Hello, Cheryl T. My beautiful Auntie Cheryl has entered the chat. You guys make sure you give her lots of love to both your moderators, Mike the Santa and the lovely Cheryl T. Brian Kohberger.
Brian Kohberger.
Hello, New Hampshire, Jessica. Megan, that works for me. Chicken nuggets. I'm all for chicken nuggets. The phone number, if you guys want to call in, is pinned at the top of the chat. Mandy, you want to call in? I got the number up there. I have missed you guys so much.
You know what I have to say to Ann C. Taylor, the defense lawyer?
Bring it on,
baby. Woman.
Bring it on, woman. Bring it on, woman. So I don't think that this judge is going to lift it, but
I think you've got a Ouija board down your pants. You're going to pull that out.
somebody got to be first. What are y'all scared of? Call. Here, I'll put it up on the screen as well. Call in Kevin Muser. Muser Miser. What is my number? 727. What is it? I forget. 755-6001. So it's 727 755 6001. And if it rings, it's going to scare the hell out of me. I just know it. There we go. Let's see. If I didn't have a stinking cough, I'd call in. Carrie, why are you sick? Okay, so let's talk about this, Candace. So the hearing is scheduled for Friday. And I got a bunch of emails about the media thing, the media pool. So it looks like at 1:30 Eastern is when they're going to hear from Mr. Gray. Ooh, we got a call. Oh, Lord. Let's see who it is.
Call from
Gina?
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
You are live. What's up, Gina?
Hey, Jay. It's not Gina Marie. It's Gina Misty. Everyone gets us confused.
Oh. Okay. What's up, Gina? What's on your mind?
Yeah, I just, I think the gag order, as far as, all the, the big news channels wanting it to be, I just feel like if it does, then everyone's going to go haywire with all the new, news and evidence and stuff like that. And I just feel like, I don't know. I feel like Brian or, he needs a fair trial. And I just feel that if it all were to be just exploited to everyone, it would just be like mayhem, So I don't know. That's how I feel about that.
I agree with you. I think
think
that the more that's
I
put
think
out, the more that, people could get crazy with. Like, that's just more for people to
exactly.
twist and run with. Like, we've already got enough out there that's being, misconstrued and hard to, sift
Mhm.
through it at times.
Exactly. Yeah, and I just feel that I'm a little bit older, but the younger generation, they just don't have any patience because everything's like instant.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even like with making dinner, it's like, when is it going to be ready, girl? 2 hours. I'm speaking of my daughter, but
No, you know what?
things
I've
take
had
time.
this conversation. It's interesting you bring that up because I just had this conversation not too long ago with my husband, and I was like, these kids, like, they expect something to just happen. Like, and if it doesn't,
Mm,
the world stops, literally.
exactly. Yes. Yeah, and I was kind of raised on the borderline generation of, we just got Nintendo, we didn't have cell phones, I got a beeper, like, we had to like messaging. I had to go to a payphone to call my friends, like, where's the party at? I mean, we didn't
Mm-hmm.
have this just insta everything,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm being patient, and I'm just waiting it out, and I like to hear everyone's opinions, and I like to see what comes out, but I feel like if we release too much, then it might jeopardize this whomever is, going to be on trial, this asshole, to walk away.
Right.
And
And I think that's the
I just
most
think that,
important thing is
yeah,
that, we're not. And, I remind myself all the time, too, that before, when it was being investigated and they were like, we don't have a suspect, we don't have a suspect. And everybody was like, oh my God, this is ridiculous. Now that I look back, everything that they put out was not even for us because they don't give a damn, like, what we know or what they feed us.
right.
If they don't have their person, I assume everything they put out there is mainly for that suspect because they're either A, watching him, or B, trying to figure out who he is and see if he makes
Yeah,
moves.
playing a game.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I watched an A&E, I think it's newly released, but an A&E documentary and all the serial killers in the 70s and the 80s and early 90s. And years and years and years have passed before some of these guys were caught. And because, why? Well, technology and DNA and stuff like that, but also because everything wasn't instant, and it took time for them to capture these killers, these murderers.
Mm-hmm.
And
I
it was
think
just
we were
kind of
really
interesting when
impatient,
they're,
too. I really do.
yeah, and it's just, I mean, shit, we can get cup of noodles in a minute and a half, and so I just feel like
We're in this
the more,
fast-paced society,
yeah,
where the news
yeah,
I mean, it's like I was saying yesterday to somebody, back in the day when everybody just watched, like, whoever, Ted Koppel or whoever on the nightly news, everybody kind of watched
yeah,
either, the three major networks. So everybody kind of knew the same information. Now we're in this, like, billion, sea of billions of media providers, independent and non-independent, and who knows who's getting what from where. And then you're like, what? I've never heard of that. I mean, it's just,
yeah,
it's so, I think, such a broad net now that you just don't know what you're going to see and what you're going to pick up. And it's interesting, kind of going a little off topic, but like your algorithm, what you see, I probably might not see because everybody's algorithm is like individual to them. So
oh,
you're
I mean,
you're going to see
it,
totally different
that's
stuff.
yeah, I brought up I wanted I don't want to wear wire bras anymore. And now all I get is no wire bras. So I'm just like, holy shit, who's listening to me?
Mhm.
Like, it's so,
It's very
no, I get
personalized.
it. And yeah, and my friends always get mad at me because I disconnect. I put my phone away on the weekends. Only because it's scary. It's like, shoot, oh my God, I just said bra once, and it was like, OMG. But
I have a
anyway,
confession. My
what?
phone made me self-conscious. So I
Yeah.
listen to this. Okay, so I won't bring that I won't bring that thing in the bathroom anymore. Because I swear it's listening and it's watching. So if
It's
I
like,
look
Jay,
at
your
something
farts
in the
are too
mirror,
loud.
what?
They're like, Jay, your farts are too loud.
Maybe, but like if I look at something in the mirror and then I'll start to get like ads for like wrinkles or you know, stuff like that, or if I,
Anything.
yeah,
Yeah.
it sees what you're doing.
Yeah.
I firmly believe, even though that little camera light isn't on, sees what you're doing. But I hate bras too.
Sure as shit. Yeah. Yeah. No, I know. I'm born and raised hippie with a hippie family, but but anyway, I my heart goes out to. I watched the little Stacy Ethan's mom yesterday, and my heart just breaks. And I'm actually going to go buy the book and just have it, just to have and
I
read
heard
it to
it
my
was sold
kids.
out. Like I don't know.
Oh, probably. There's my waiting list.
Pre-sale.
Yeah,
Well, I'm
probably.
sure that they'll have more, but yeah, I think the pre-sale like sold out. But good for her. Everybody channels their grief differently, and his family seems like a very like earthy, creative family.
Yeah.
And I could see where she would put her grief into creativity. I don't think she's in it for the money, because I don't think there's big money in books. I mean, she'll probably make a good amount off of it because of the popularity, but like she said, most of it's going back into their foundation.
No.
So
yeah, it's a way of her to just kind of release her emotions. And I lost my mom a year ago to suicide, and
oh
so
my gosh, I'm so sorry.
the grief. Oh, thank you. The grieving process is it's just weird. I went from sad, angry, depressed, sad, angry, why, all these things, and it's been a year, and I'm still really hurting really bad.
Oh my gosh, a year is nothing, girl. A year is
I
nothing.
know. And you ask, well, what could I have done? What could I have done? And I know that's kind of what's going through. Like, I feel bad for Xana's dad because he fixed those locks, and like I feel sometimes, what does he think? Like, shit, should I put a different lock on, or,
Dude, I don't even think I've been able to go emotionally that far yet. Is that weird? Because I have to like, I don't know. I think because I have to be up here talking and stuff, I tend to separate from it a lot because I don't want to get real emotional. And I'm not a big emotional person, but her the other day with her book and the way that she described why she wrote the book, not only because of the other author, but, I felt like as a mom, she was literally reliving his childhood through that book.
Yes.
And
yes.
and it it hit me right in the gut. So, I know that.
And
go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I know that because some of these other parents have other children. I give them all kudos to having to put another foot forward, every day to raise these other children, because I myself slept in a bed for a week after my mom died, and I have my only daughter, and I thought, shit, Gina, get out of fucking bed. You got this, girl. Get out of bed. Mm-hmm. And you just kind of have to push yourself. And so when I saw her and then do this book and stuff, I thought, well, it's a legacy she's passing on to her family,
Mm-hmm.
And Stephen Gonzalez, you know what? Honestly, my take on him, and with the gag order and all that, I know he wants to scout, and I think he's going to do great things. I almost think he's like a John Walsh, or one of these parents.
He's got that drive.
Yeah, like a Chris McDonough. They're going to do it. And so he wants that. He wants to be able to do that, but he can't really, in a sense.
Yeah, he can't really. His hands are tied right now.
Trial.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But what's good about that is that they're not going to have to wait like 2 years. Hopefully there's no delays or snafus, and they can have some closure by the end of this year with the case.
I really hope not. I hope they don't push it. I mean, COVID's over. They've got people in the courts. Like, let's just get it done. I mean, it's one of the biggest trials in in the decade. I mean, compared to OJ and whatever the last one, the Letitia. I mean, it's going to be huge. It's going to be sad. All the true crime buffs will obviously watch because that's what we love. But, it's just, we just want justice for these. God, they were so pretty.
I know.
People that are like,
I've really,
those girls were not on drugs. Those girls were not on. They may have dabbled in coke. I mean, who hasn't? I mean, we all
they
did
didn't
drugs.
look,
but
they didn't look like they were using.
they're not drugged out. They're not drugged out. They've got their makeup on. They went through school. I mean, I lost friends to heroin overdoses. I mean, those girls were not druggies. Those girls may have dabbled on the weekend, but who hasn't?
Yeah, they took care of
and
themselves. They were worried about
They
their
really did.
appearance. And I agree with you. I don't think they were strung out on drugs either. I really don't.
No, I mean, and
But
and
you
if
know
it comes
what? A
down
lot
to
of
that,
college
okay.
kids take things like Adderall and stuff like that. And, would it shock me if that was in their system? No. But what difference would that even make?
I know. I'm interested to see the toxicology. I mean, just to, again, there makes no difference either way.
Right,
I'm
but just out of
I'm
curiosity, out of
curious.
our brains of
Yeah.
wanting to know the if, wins, whys.
What happened?
It's a crazy,
and,
it's a crazy case, and I just can't shake it.
I know. It's in a weird way, and I hate saying this, but it's kind of addicting in a way, just to like see what's I'm always every morning I check like what's the new news or
I think
but then
back.
again I myself
Go ahead.
just patience, but yeah, go ahead.
I just think back to like what it must have been like when Bundy was on the loose, and
Right.
they didn't have like the social media, so like were people even aware? Like, was someone who wasn't in a state that was affected by him, did they even know about him? It's just so weird to think about. Like, how widespread was it before he got caught? Because they had no idea he was going to pop into Florida. So, I'd be interested to see what comes out in this case, because just the little breadcrumbs we've gotten, it makes me feel like he tried to, like, copycat a bunch of different people and kind of mesh it all together in order to confuse. So, like, kind of leading down this trail, but nope, that's what got that guy caught. So I'm going to do this instead. And it's just, I think it's a big puzzle with him.
Yeah, and if he is the murderer, he wasn't a dummy. I mean, well, he made maybe a few mistakes, but when I said earlier, when I watched that serial killer A&E, it combined all the top like 6 or something, and I was like, oh my god, that, oh my gosh, this, that, wow, he took it from that. Like, you're so right.
Isn't it eerie?
All of the traits. It's very eerie.
Because I've never paid that much attention to all those details. And it seems like every time I watch anything, like cold case files or anything like that, I see parallels. And I'm like, whoa, it's weird.
Yeah. Yeah, but my 13-year-old daughter, well, now she's 14, but she was 13 at the time when it happened, said, Mom, guess what I saw on TikTok? That's heartbreaking. She came up to me and asked me, did you hear about those 4 college students? Oh my God. You don't watch YouTube? Like, where did you see that? Oh, TikTok, it's everywhere. Oh my God.
Yeah, and with TikTok, they can't even.
I had to wait for.
They have no warning.
I had to wait for Unsolved Mysteries, on Wednesday night to hear any of that kind of
Unsolved
stuff.
Mysteries.
Yeah, I would wait for that every week,
Mm-hmm.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we didn't get it instantly. We didn't get it daily. We didn't get it minute by minute.
Right.
No,
we didn't even look for it. It was just whatever they put out there.
Mm-hmm.
In a
so
show,
sad.
like
Yeah,
you said.
Yeah. Thanks for taking my call.
Yeah, thanks
I
for
love
calling
your
in. And
show.
caller, I just want to tell you that I admire your strength. A year to be in the place that you are, I think, is really commendable. So,
and then, I was getting off topic, but it's been all over the news. I live in I live in Ventura, California, but my boss's son was murdered a week ago today by his father, who strangled him,
What?
and he was strung out on drugs.
Oh man.
So I just lost my mom, and now I'm dealing with my boss's loss of her only child. He was 7 years old, Jay. You can find it. It made in the New York Post. You can read about it later. But it's just when it hit. I watch true crime every day. I watch your show. I watch a lot of shows.
It's different though.
When it hits home, and when my boss told me, I was like, I went into like hyperventilating. I was like, wait, what? And it's just heartbreaking. And I guess the moral of the story is you know, you don't know what's going to happen when you wake up that morning. I mean, I woke up, got donuts for the office. I got donuts for everybody. And then I was told that news, and I was like, I fucking feel like an asshole. All I did was scream, I've got donuts for everybody. You know, and then this is heartbreaking news. But we got to just count our blessings and, you know, find justice for the people that can't have their voice anymore, and you know, pray for the parents and people, and just to, you know, one day at a time, and hopefully, you know, that our justice system, you know, can do its magic, and that's really all we can ask for. But it's
I
just
agree.
Going back to your post, the media, the gag order thing is why I called. People just need to have patience. It's only, you know, come on, like time flies, and just let them do their job, and we'll watch and see what happens. But you know,
I agree with you.
I think too much more speculation, you know, is gonna just harm everything, and then this little asshole is gonna get off.
It might send it over the edge. Yeah.
But I love your show. I love your pup cam. I'm sorry about your channel. It sucks.
Thank you.
Assholes.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
I don't know how to do Patreon, but I'll get on my laptop and try to figure that out.
All right. I appreciate you.
But
Thanks for calling.
Take care, Jay. I'll finish watching the show.
All right. Take care of
thanks,
yourself.
Jay.
Hang
Bye.
in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I will. Thank you, honey.
Okay.
Bye.
What a sweetheart. But yeah, I mean, to piggyback off of that, like, I feel like if there was more release, that it might really, really, really cause a problem with, and I'm not saying it would be, you know, legitimately something that is legitimate, but imagine if everything was wide open and one victim's worse than the other. One shows signs of fighting, one shows signs of not fighting. I don't know if the parents need to hear that all over social media and into the world. That's what I think about. I want to know out of my own curiosity, but that's selfish of me to think that way because there's families. What do you guys think about that? And if you want to give a call, that number is 727-755-6001. I want to thank everybody who came in tonight. This was unplanned live. So thanks for being here, guys. Thank you, Sugar. Thank you so much, Obsessed. Sandy, your sweetheart.
I think you've got a Ouija board down your pants. You're going to pull that out.
I promise I won't pull that out. Miss Shell, I know this is a late night. I don't even know why I'm even awake because usually I'm sleeping at this time. Sadly. But my schedule is kind of messed up. So usually I'm sleeping at this time and then I'll wake up at like 2 or 3 and then I'll go back to sleep at like 6. It's just a mess. But last night I slept like absolute shit. So I was like super tired today. And I thought, I'm going to go to sleep early, and I'm not tired. I'm getting tired, but thank you for coming in. Hey, Feminem. Such a bigger microscope on criminals today. Ring cameras, cell phone pings, surveillance cameras, DNA evidence. Hello, Sunshine Stacy. I'm good. How are you? You know, another thing I noticed too. I was driving on the highway the other day, and I noticed there's cameras at every exit. So you can go from one point to one point, but they gonna see you. Like if you don't make it to the next point, they're gonna see you. So I don't really know how Brian Kohberger could have gotten away. I mean, unless he thought he was gonna fool them with a different car, which is altogether possible. But too many cameras, and they can see inside cars and stuff. What's on the future agenda for shows, Jay? Well, funny, you should ask Kevin. Potato and I are currently working on rolling out our new podcast on the dark side of history. And that brought me to something else I wanted to talk about. I'm going to ask you guys, we're going to do a little quiz just to see where you stand. And there's no right or wrong answer. I just want to know where everybody is. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do, and I'm just going to put, we're just going to do ones and twos because I don't feel like typing all this stuff out. So put a 1 in the chat for yes. And a 2 is for no. Okay. So here we go. Oh, you guys are going to be thrilled. And I'm going to show you a little teaser. I'm going to show you a teaser of the new podcast before we end. So I'm really excited about it. I worked on it all day. All day. Right. Messaging the victims. Yeah, but Unravel people can't stop at, keeping it respectful. They make things up. They fabricate things to fit a narrative so that they can be right about a narrative. Like, I predicted this and this is what happened and I was right. That's what it becomes to people because people are self-serving. Okay, so remember this. 1 is yes. 2 is a big fat no. Okay.
Cut his mic. Cut his mic.
First one is, I'm just going to say the name. You tell me, when you were in school, I'm not talking about your own independent research as an adult. I'm talking about when you left high school, did you feel like you learned this person's story, who they really were? Or did you just kind of know the name? Okay. So 1 is for yes, I feel like I learned everything about them. 2 is for no. First one is J. Edgar Hoover. And if you say, who's that? Not the President Hoover, but the head of the FBI Hoover. The building is named after him. So 1, if you think that, yeah, I learned everything that I needed, nothing to see here. I know pretty much everything about him. 2, no, I don't think I did. I just kind of know the name. Oh, Carrie, you're adorable. We got 1, 2. I'm counting the ones. 3 ones. And don't be afraid to say no because I didn't know shit. I still don't know the half of it. I'm with you guys. I'm with you twos. This is one of those things. Miss Robin and that comes in here. I don't think she's here right now, but she said this word. I was under the impression, and I was like, we were talking about a certain topic that goes into history, and she said, I was always under the impression of this. And I was like, me too. And then I literally looked up the definition of impression. And most of us didn't, Shell. Most of us did not pay attention because it was not interesting. You know what I mean? I mean, when I was 20, I didn't care about J. Edgar Hoover. I saw a picture of J. Edgar Hoover and I was like, he's an old ass man. Like, not interested. Scrap Owl, you graduated in 1976. When you hear Hoover, you think of a vacuum. Oh my gosh, see? We all were robbed of learning the true history of what went on in our country. All this stuff is out there. It just wasn't presented to us. And a lot more has been released, since all of these people start dying off. Then, they start, we can release these files now because now everybody's dead. Nobody can be held accountable anyway. Let's just go ahead and release them. All right, here's our next person. Malcolm X. Malcolm X. I would say on this one, I was a big fat 2. So 1 would be yes, I know tons about him. 2, I've just heard the name. I know he was an activist, but don't really know, what happened in his life. 1.5. 1, 2, 3. Not that you know everything about him, but, that you feel like you've gotten the gist of his life story. I was a big 2 on that one. Shamefully. Hello, Cindy Hobbs in Australia. Welcome to the chat. Interesting. So mainly 2s on that one too. All right, let's do the next one. Let's stick with the activist theme and let's go with Martin Luther King. Do you feel like you learned the history of Martin Luther King's life? Did you really, Mike Sanner? I've watched a few of those in the past couple days, and let me tell you, I was really surprised that he's very calm. Not what I was given the impression of growing up. A lot of you feel like you know about MLK. Okay. Understandable. Here's another question. You're still going to use 1 for yes, 2 for no. Okay. The next question is, and I'm just doing some research for the new podcast. Okay. So this is kind of just, I want to know if it's just me that didn't know this stuff. That's awesome, Bonjour Nancy. She won a scholarship on an essay on MLK. FDR. I don't know anything about FDR. This is shameful, you guys. As Americans, we sit here and go, we're patriots. We don't know anything about our history. We know nothing. Nothing. Okay, so MLK, I was a no on that one too. So you're going to use the same 1 for yes, 2 for no for this next one. Were you raised with the impression meaning, this is the definition of impression. You ready? An idea, feeling, or opinion about something or someone, especially one formed without conscious thought or on the basis of little evidence. That's from the dictionary. That is the definition of impression. Formed without conscious thought or on the basis of little evidence. So I always thought Malcolm X was aggressive because I was given that impression. It was never said to me. No one ever said that to me. But that was what I was given the impression to believe growing up. And now I see that's not the truth. That's not the truth at all. And I can't wait to share everything that I'm learning in this research because it's so interesting to me. So if you are a history buff or you just like exploring into the bowels of government conspiracies, or not so conspiracy, because they're really not conspiracies when they are true. And, you know, I'm just being honest. I guess my little town did not give me the impression, and I didn't learn enough about Martin Luther King or Malcolm X to know the truth about them. But I want to share what I've uncovered with all of my friends here because I think it's absolutely fascinating. I know I didn't love history until I was older, though. Like, whoa, I didn't like it until I was older. So I'm going to give you guys a little sneak peek into what is to come. I think you guys might like it. Hopefully. Let me get it pulled up here. Oh, I get so nervous. All right, so first I'm going to show you guys the intro. So our first series is going to be the 1960s. So we're going to do our first series, and then we're going to do the episodes in the 60s. First one is going to be J. Edgar Hoover, just because.
The devil is dancing tonight.
So that's going to be our first episode. So I kind of focused on the 60s and give you guys a little teaser. Let me know what you think. Okay, so here is, then we're going to do the 70s. And then we're going to do the 80s. And I cannot wait. I had extreme amount of fun today doing this. I did this from probably, I don't know. I probably did it for about 8 hours today. All right, here is the intro to, well, sorry, let me take that back. This is a work in progress still. This is not the final to do. You guys are getting a little, whatever. I'm just going to shut the heck up and play it.
Professionals. Clear, forceful, all business.
Given the fallout from...
This is your FBI.
Given the fallout...
Okay, so that was just a little intro, right, for the FBI one. Now I'm going to give you a little sneak peek into the work in progress of the trailer for the 1960s series of Given the Fallout. And you know what's really cool is that our initials are GTFO. So we're going to have GTFO merch if this is successful. If it's successful. Given the fallout. All right, let's take a look at our next get up here.
We We bring you this special radio television broadcast in order to give you the very latest information on an amazing phenomenon.
Professionals. Clear, forceful, all business.
Given the fallout from...
This is your FBI.
Given the fallout...
New release of White House audio tapes and documents.
Taping was done for the purpose of having it for the historical record. It was voice activated. Everything was taped, which of course was probably stupid.
He's terrible. She's a terrible old bag. Oh, she's an old bitch in my estimation. Right. But,
Neil and Buzz, the President of the United States is in his office now and would like to say a few words to you. Over. That would be an honor.
Hello, Neil and Buzz. I'm talking to you by telephone from the Oval Room at the White House. And this certainly has to be the most historic telephone call ever made from the White House. I just can't tell you how proud we all are of what you have done. One in their pride in what you have done. It will be the proudest day of our lives. The heavens have become a part of man's world. All the people on this earth are truly one.
Thank you, Mr. President. It's a great honor and privilege for us to be here.
Given the fallout... Given the fallout...
Last March, someone broke into the FBI offices in Media, Pennsylvania, stole some records, and mailed copies of them around to several newspapers.
Were tapped and bugged, had their mail opened by the CIA and the FBI.
American battle deaths in Vietnam now number 40,142.
We're fighting one war now in Vietnam and we're losing, as it is. So, why should we come back here and fight a war among ourselves?
Late J. Edgar Hoover ordered a nationwide campaign to disrupt the activities of the New Left without telling any of his superiors about it.
He created the 10 most wanted list and had everyone feel they were in on the hunt.
Forged blackmail letters and threats of violence were used.
Diplomats, government employees, sports figures, socially prominent persons, senators, and congressmen.
Many of the techniques were clearly illegal.
pillage, looting, murder, and arson have nothing to do with civil rights.
Marriages were destroyed.
The FBI at one time sought to blackmail the late Martin Luther King into committing suicide.
As Governor of the state of Michigan, I do hereby officially request the immediate deployment of federal troops into Michigan.
In Detroit, Michigan.
The Hoover Fan Club. When Hoover's agents arrested the kidnapper of heroic aviator Charles Lindbergh's baby in 1934, Hoover was practically anointed most popular man in America.
The G-men always get their man.
And at no time did the FBI give its approval to such an agreement.
Apparently there were at least 8 or 10 shots fired, 7 of which hit Malcolm. No, he wasn't dead immediately, but expired very shortly thereafter.
I would say I heard at least 8 shots fired. Time, the gunfire was still going on, you see, and I was in what would have been the range of the gunfire. And
he says there are probably less than 7,000 members now in the Muslim.
Well, it has fallen apart. No, thank you. It has fallen apart. Extremely militant and dissatisfied black Americans are now free to participate into the full swing of the struggle that's going on in this country, and I think it will be inclined to step up the tempo.
U.S. government agencies had Malcolm under heavy surveillance, even when he went overseas, where he narrowly escaped death by poisoning.
In London.
With all that Betty Shabazz was suffering, having witnessed her husband being killed, the 4 children were at her side at the time.
Well, contrary to popular belief, his attitude towards his family was a very warm one. And they draw pictures and write little notes for him, and they're piling up. And I guess when they really start asking about him, I don't really know exactly how to explain to him that he'll never return. He felt that as long as in a few states we were begging for cups of coffee or things of this sort, that we would not receive right. And I have witnessed on several occasions different attempts being made on his life. Well, everything that he said concerning this, people tried to make it look ridiculous, tried to make him look ridiculous. Well, it finally happened, and then what just happened?
Didn't have any insurance, and
we were taught never to have insurance, you know. It was a racket. And this coming Friday, we had made plans to take out insurance and see the lawyer.
I understand he planned to drop a will, too, this coming Friday with his lawyer,
Yes.
Mr. Sutton.
Yes, this Friday.
Well, first I should say that the family is without funds altogether, there being no insurance on Malcolm's life, nor on his possessions. The children, their 4 children, and Mrs. Shabazz, Malcolm's wife, is expecting a 5th child.
President Kennedy died.
Well, there you have it. There is a sneak peek into the first season of Given the Fallout. And you will find out soon where to subscribe to that. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And Kevin, you are on fire. Please email your suggestions. All of those are awesome, Kevin. I would love to add some of those to our list. I'm excited. I'm excited to share with you all of this stuff. Very excited. Yes, please email me if you want to see anything from history from the 60s, 70s, 80s. It can be a musician. It can be a politician. It can be any major event that you want to see us cover, and we will gladly do that. So, yeah. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. So I am going to sign off now, and Binky Babe, feel free to email me, please. Email us your suggestions. We are really excited to get this started. Total Nerdville. Join us over in Nerdville. I love it. No tinfoil hat needed because it's all true. That's the crazy thing. And that's what's going to be so awesome to cover all of this stuff, because before it used to be conspiracy theory. But now they've released all these things, the Nixon White House tapes. Just wait for it. Just wait for it. That's in our intro. I saw somebody said, I like the intro of the hosts. That's Nixon talking about a reporter. Nixon and some other guy talking about a reporter, saying she has not aged well. She's an old bag. And then Nixon says, an old bitch, in my opinion. So, yeah, I can't wait. I want you guys to contribute and be a part of our podcast as we dive into what used to be conspiracies that is now the truth. So I look forward to it. I think that is it. If you would like to become a Patreon member, we're going to be doing some extras over there and a live stream every week, as well as daily posts. So don't miss it. Friday, we're going to be live streaming the Kohberger's hearings. I'll be here at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The event is up. Go ahead and click that notification bell, and I will see you guys very soon. Stay safe out there. This is J is for Justice.
I don't give a damn. I don't really care about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. You talk way too much. I have heard enough about you and your problems. I don't give a damn. I don't give a damn.
Because you're a liar.
You wanna be with me. You wanna feel something real, but I'm feeling different.
La 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 la.
You're making plans. plans to get to France, but don't wanna face the fact that I ain't got time, I ain't got time, I ain't got time for that.
It's like a meat locker room on the chair.
Exhibit E. EXHIBITY.
Did I ask you what somebody I don't even know thinks?
Bye, Jennifer.
If you say Ferris Bueller, you lose a testicle.
They're all gonna laugh at you. Bye, Carrie. I was looking everywhere for your soundbite. Good night, everybody.